guys, welcome to Mentour, yet another video podcast. I hope you're all doing great as always. So, I received a question today actually, which I thought was worthy of an answer. And that was whether we as pilots get scared or how it affects us when we hear of disasters within the aviation industry, like the recent crash over Sinai or the German wings disaster, things like that. And I mean, the answer to that obviously is yes. We, as everyone else, gets affected when we hear about these disasters. First of all, we really, at least I have to speak for myself here. I can't speak for everyone else, but when I speak for myself, the first thing you feel is sadness over the loss of lives, over the tragedy that will hit the families. And if you have an airline going down, an airliner going down with 200 people on board, it means that the repercussions is going to hit thousands of people. All of those, maybe 200, 250 people will have hundreds of family members, friends, people who care about them, was going to be affected. So the repercussions will kind of move out like the rings on the water after having thrown a stone, and that of course affects us. So that's one thing, and I think that's something that goes not for us airline pilots only, but for everyone that hears about these kind of disasters. The second thing is a professional one. So do we get scared when we hear about things like that? Well, that really depends on what it is and what happened. So for example, with the German wings accident, before we knew what actually had happened, and we don't know exactly yet because we're still waiting for the official report, but before, when there was talks about this could be a technical problem, an unknown technical problem, then yes, then it is scary, because it might be something that could affect me tomorrow or my colleagues tomorrow. It also has repercussions when it comes to when we actually know what happened or have an idea what happened. It can also scare us if it's something that happens close to us or something that we can relate to. So in the case with the German wings accident, for example, me personally, I was very touched and very sad about that, because it happened close to the area where I'm flying, so I could really relate to it. I could feel that this might as well have been me being the captain who went to the toilet and couldn't get back into the cockpit again. I could really relate to that. If something happens very far away or in a war zone or something like that, then you can kind of distance yourself emotionally a little bit from it, which makes it easier to handle. So that's two of the points I want to raise. The third one is that anyone who's been in this business for any length of time knows that when there is a major disaster, major air disaster, it will have safety repercussions for all of us. So I'll give you a few examples. The Helios accident that happened a couple of years back had effects on our checklists. It changed some of the points in our checklists to make sure that it wouldn't happen a similar thing again. When we had the guy with the shoe bomb, the shoe bomber over the Atlantic, that has had repercussions on safety procedures, which you've all noticed, that you all have to take off your shoes, and the safety checks in the airports have become much more stringent after that. And of course the 9/11 disaster has completely turned the whole industry over on its head. So that's the third thing that we think about. If something like this happens, is this going to have an impact on my day-to-day working life? And most cases they do. In most cases there will be changes to procedures. That unfortunately is part of this industry, that most of our procedures are more or less written in blood. As in, any time that something happens, there will be a change. Something that we've done one way for years and years suddenly becomes unapproved, and we shouldn't have done that in the first place. And that's how the procedures evolve, and that's how we in the industry keeps getting safer and safer, because we learn, or we try to at least learn, from the mistakes or from the misfortune of others. So that's how I think when I hear about a disaster like that. The first is shock, sadness, like everyone else. Second of all, it's how is this going to impact the industry? and an interest, a professional interest, as in what did actually happen, how can we learn from this, how can we get better. So that's at least how I think. As I said, I'm not the representative of anyone else than myself, so I can only speak to how I am thinking about this. But I'm guessing that most of the airline professionals out there are probably having similar thoughts when they hear about air disasters somewhere in the world. So that's it about this, guys. If you have questions on this subject, then please write them in. Press like if you like it, and as always, share this on Facebook if you think it's any good. Yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm starting my earliest week now, so I don't think that I'm going to be doing much podcasts during the week, but there will be more of them coming up towards the end of the week. So for now, take care, and I'll see you next time. Welcome back to Mentour and yet another video podcast. I hope you're all doing great. So, welcome out to the fantastic Catalan countryside. I've brought you here for a specific